Cohen for 5 minutes for an opening.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A little over a year ago, we passed the bipartisan FAA Reauthorization Act of 2024. It was a big, beautiful bill. It was landmark legislation to strengthen every facet of our aviation ecosystem. We met with all of the groups involved, the private sector, and we incorporated your suggestions, and we got it all in there. There were a few things that for quite a few years was all included. 80 provisions specifically aimed at improving aviation safety in the U.S., while other provisions will advance innovation and build upon the strength of our U.S. aviation economy. But laws and words do not save lives. It's the timely and accountable implementation that's so important. And today, sadly, the stakes are higher than ever. The tragic collision over the Potomac earlier this year really brought it to our attention. Disturbing rise in near misses have exposed additional serious vulnerabilities in the system. They're stark reminders of the work to modernize and secure our aviation infrastructure cannot wait. And we must remain vigilant in the existing law's execution as well as be on the lookout for solutions to new problems. One of our most urgent needs today is to modernize our air traffic control system. FAA data and recent assessments show that too many of our systems are outdated and the controller staffing shortages are stretching an already strained workforce, including operational risk. In our previous administration tried to bring $8 billion in to work on that. The timing didn't work and the coordination with the Senate didn't work, but they saw the problem and had an $8 billion request to start continue upgrading. They'd already started with $1 billion a year, the air traffic control system. Nowhere has this been clearer than Newark Airport, where ATC equipment failures and staffing challenges have disrupted operations and raised safety concerns. Apparently, United says that they have the best on-flight, on-schedule performance of any airports in the New York metropolitan area recently, and they've got the runway completed and things should be fine in Newark. Let's hope so. Congress gave the FAA clear directives through the 2024 reauthorization to modernize critical infrastructure, expedite deployment of new technologies, and hire and train the next generation of air traffic controllers. This was not a suggestion, it was a mandate, and we need to see results. The chair puts on an appearance, a facade of being a nice, friendly, easygoing guy. He's not. He wants this done and done now. He'll be on your case if you don't do it. At the same time, we must ensure that the FAA keeps pace with emerging technologies like advanced air mobility, drones, and autonomous systems. The 2024 reauthorization laid the groundwork, but delays in regulatory action risk ceding America's leadership in aviation innovation to global competitors. We cannot afford to fall behind. Equally important is growing our aviation workforce, from pilots and mechanics to controllers and flight attendants. The aviation sector depends on a highly trained, highly skilled workforce. For this reason, Congress included numerous reforms and new programs in the FAA law to help recruit and develop the next generation of aviation professionals and keep them safe. Too many violent attacks on flight attendants and the airplanes. It needs to stop, and hopefully we'll find out where we stand with that. Unfortunately, the administration has moved swiftly in the wrong direction, downsizing and terminating the very people and technical expertise responsible for the law's implementation. How much of this was the new transportation, FAA administration? How much of it was DOGE and Mr. Musk? And maybe it was a bad day. Maybe his drugs weren't balanced or something. But they eliminated a lot of people we needed, and that's one of the problems we've got. It's critical that the FAA reverse this ill-conceived course and move quickly to implement the carefully constructed provisions of the law. I look forward to working with Chair Nels and our committee leaders Graves and Larson to begin developing a bipartisan ATC modernization package that ensures our aviation system is the safest, it's innovative, and is the most resilient in the world. Appreciate the witnesses for joining us today. Look forward to hearing your perspectives on progress made and challenges remain as we continue our oversight of the FAA. I yield back.
Thank you, Steve, for your kind words.